Good day everyone, my name is Carla Caballero, one of the reporter about the inventory management. A business can run smoothly its operating activities only when appropriate amount of inventory is maintained. Inventory affects all operating activities like manufacturing, warehousing, sales, etc. The amount of opening inventory and closing inventory should be sufficient enough so that the other business activities are not adversely affected. Thus, inventory plays an important role in operation management. What is inventory? Inventory is a material that the firm obtains in advance of needs, holds until it's needed, and then uses, consumes, incorporates into a product, sells, or otherwise disposes it of. A business inventory is a temporary in nature. Inventories are stock of any kind like fuel and lubricants, spare parts and semi-processes, materials to be stored for future, used mainly in the process of production, or it can be known as the ideal resource of any kind having some economic values. Inventory valuation involves two processes. 1. Determination of quality of each type of inventory held. 2. Assignment of the values of the units items of inventory. Forms of inventories. There are many types of inventory. The form of inventories depends upon the type of concern. All types of inventory do not require same treatment and therefore policy with regard to each may also differ. We have also raw material inventories. There are raw materials and other supplies, parts and components which enter into the product during the production process and generally form part of the product. Work in process inventories. These are semi-finished, work in progress and partly finished products, form of the various stages of production.
Next is the MRO inventories or the spare part inventories. It is repairs, the maintenance, repairs, and operating supplies which are consumed during the production process and generally do not form part of the product itself are referred to as a spare part inventories. Next is the finished inventories. These are the complete finished products ready for sales. In a manufacturing unit, they are the final output of the production process. They can also be classified as movement inventories, lot size inventories, anticipation inventories, fluctuation inventories. Next is the cycle stock and safety stock. First is the cycle stock. It is the amount of the inventory that is planned to be used during a given period of time. And the safety stock, or what we call buffer, it is an inventory that is not planned to be consumed but it is held in case of an emergency. And to have a better understanding, let us imagine hypothetical situations wherein the production output is less than to the planned output. So this is the time that the company need to use the safety stock or the buffer to fulfill the demand. Next is the classification of inventory cost. Inventory costs are traditionally categorized into four basic types. First is the purchase cost. For items that are purchased from outside the firms, this is usually the unit price that the firm pays to its vendor. As an item moves through the logistics system of the firms, its purchase cost in the inventory analysis should reflect its fully landed cost, by which is meant the cost to acquire and moves the item to that point in this system. The second one is the ordering cost. In addition to the per unit purchase cost, there is usually an additional cost which is incurred whenever we order, reorder, or replenish the inventory. If we produce items internally, then there will be an organization set up cost. This happens because we have to shut down the manufacturing line and change over, reconfigure the line to make a specific item. This is the cost involved with processing the order, involving paying the bill, auditing, and so forth.
So the holding costs are those costs that add up when the business has finished goods in the ready-to-ship status but has yet to be shipped to the customers. It's important to manage these costs. Holding costs to unsold inventory is taking a space that labor and insurance costs. Shortage costs when a demand arises which cannot be satisfied from available inventory and inventory storage occurs. Purchase, ordering, and holding costs can be thought as the cost of having inventories, while shortage costs result of not having inventory or for not having enough inventory at the right place the right time. So storage costs are those costs incurred by an organization which has no inventory in stock. When demand exceeds the available inventory for an item, the demand and customer goodwill may be the loss. For a specific case where shortage costs may exist are back orders, lost sale, lost customer costs, disruption costs. Example, loss of business from customer who go elsewhere to make purchases, loss of the margin on sale that were not completed. The activities of inventory control normally include the following: determination of the limits of inventories to be held, determination of inventory policy, selling out of investment pattern in its regulation as per individual and collective requirements. Follow up to examine the work of inventory policy and affect change when needed. So activities of inventory control is a complex chain of operation that oversees product storage, replenishment, classification, warehouse turnover, and tracking. It is multifunctional and multi-dimensional process. Scope of inventory control: determination of inventory policies, determination varies to stock levels, determining economic order size, safety or buffer stock, determining lead time, examining work and examination work of inventory policies. Objective of inventory control: to ensure smooth flow of stocks to vehicle and require a quality of materials, to control investment in stocks, protection against fluctuation demand, protection against fluctuation in output, minimization of risk and uncertainty, risk of obsolescence, minimization of material costs. Objective of inventory control is achieved to satisfactory level of customer service while keeping inventory costs within reasonable bounds of limits.